Hi, this is Keith Kelch with How to Build Your Own Home, and I want to talk about how long does it take to build a home. Well, it depends. Weather is a big issue, but typically a custom home is going to take longer than a production home. A custom luxury home is going to take even longer than a custom home, and a bigger home that's even a luxury home or even a custom home is going to take even longer than that, typically. And you kind of want to be prepared for that. Most lenders, banks will give you a year to complete the build. That's really where you want to focus on, is making sure that you time it so that you can get the home done, get the build done within the time frame that the lender is giving you to build a home. Now, building departments, whether they're county or city building departments, they will give you an additional 6 months or 3 months. You just have to apply for an extension, but those permits are typically good for 12 months. So getting an extension with the county or the city building department, that's not a difficult thing if you need to do that. The thing you need to focus on is your lender. So this home here that we're in, we are finishing this up this week. We broke ground in May 1st of last year, so we'll get this home done in just around 8 months. And so that's not bad for a custom home. This is a custom home that I took on with an investor partner of mine. And from breaking ground and excavation, we weren't pad ready, which means we had to pull out a lot of concrete, we had to pull out a lot of trees. There's a lot of videos on this before we did this. So that kind of slowed things down. We couldn't find any of the utilities. That slowed us down. We had to find those because this was a park. This lot that we built this home on was a park that was just being utilized by the HOA for a little sand pit and a basketball court and stuff like that. So we had to pull all that out. If I had a pad that was ready to go and I didn't have to deal with that, that would have cut off 3 to 4 weeks off the build, and I could have got it done in maybe 7 months. So the average production build home, they can actually complete homes, and I've seen them as fast as 3.5, 4 months, but they're cooking, and they're all about schedule, 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 schedule. There's very little time to think or improve or tweak or reconsider. There's very little time for that. They've built them over and over again, and they're going to get them in and get them done. And get it. That's where the time value of money is of the utmost importance. They don't want to waste time. Well, a custom home is going to take you a little more time. And so I've seen owner builders build homes. The longest I've seen is over 4 years. That's where the owner builder was actually literally trying to do it himself, and he's cash flowing it, and I see that. I've done that on my properties. I've taken a long time to finish some projects, but one thing I want to keep you aware of is that the minute you move in the home, you don't want to do anything else on that home. All right, you give up. You got your certificate of occupancy. I'm going to give up. I'll get to that, honey. I'll get to that. You won't. Not for a long time. So what I would strongly recommend is, even though you get a certificate of occupancy, you don't move in until you've got everything done. There could be a paint touch-up like right here. I just see it right here on the wall. We're going to get some blue paint, and we're going to get some touch-up right here, some touch-up right here, and we're going to mark this house up all over the place to make sure we get some final touch-up, because you'll be laying in your bed. Oh, honey, look at that. We didn't get that done. A good place to check is when you go to the bathroom, into the bathroom, you look at the tile, you look at the grout, you look at the caulk, you look at the baseboard, you look at everything because you're so close to it. And you start seeing those things. And one thing I recommend doing is coming in with a little lawn chair, just a chair, and literally sitting down in the room and documenting all the little things that you should get done. That way, when you move in the home, you don't have something hanging over you. I've seen owner builders move into homes, and even they can have pads on the home, on the carpet, but they don't have the carpet installed. Oh, we'll get to it eventually. But you don't, and things linger a lot longer undone than you would ever imagine. So hold off, make sure that everything's done, and that's where a punch list is. I'd recommend just getting a clipboard and getting a punch list. This is my punch list. I actually come in, and if they're big things, I actually take a picture of it. Like there's an HVAC downstairs. My drywaller needs to patch that up. I did a post on this earlier. Now I can finally have him come over because they've tapped into the ventilation system. Now the patching can take place there and various other places throughout the home. That's taking place on Thursday. Then after that, Friday, I'm going to have my painter come in, touch everything up that we've marked. I will be done with my walls, done with the patching, done with the drywall patch. Then I'm have some stucco guys come in and do some touch up on the outside, get the heat going in here, and once heat's rolling in here, we can come in and stretch the carpet. So you want to really just focus in, and it's kind of like a hurry up and wait. You want to make sure that, like I have some cabinet guys downstairs installing, they couldn't finish because we're facing a home show, which is probably one of the more popular home shows in the nation where I live, and my cabinet guy needed to be on a really important job that's going to be in the show. I says, no problem, we'll finish up the next 2 weeks when we've got that done. And so I'm a much more patient builder than most. I'm not constantly on the phone complaining to my subcontractors. It's just not who I am. So I'm okay with building within an 8-month period rather than a 6-month period. I know builders that build very high-end homes and they're just rushing to get it done because they want to get to the next job. And I'll tell you why that's the case. Builders don't make money at the finish stage of a home. They make money at the rough stage of the home, and there's reasons for that. The excavation, that's a big chunk of money. The framing, that's a big chunk of the money. All the framing labor, a big chunk of the money. All the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, siding, these are big chunks of money. That's where they make the most of their money. And they want to rush through the finish stage and get it done and get out of there, because painting this home here was, $3,700 on paint. That's nothing compared to the foundation, which was almost $30,000. So think about it. If a builder's going to get a percentage, 10 or 15 or even 20% on the cost of everything that comes through, they're going to make the bulk of their money up front, so they're going to want to get it done and race through it. And that's why I take more time. I like to have, 8 months to build a home. Between 6 and 9 months, that's my sweet spot where I'm happy, where I'm relaxed and I'm not pressed up against a wall. So for owner builders, it's the same way. I'd relax. Make sure you take your time because you can see the budget better. You're more on top of things and you're a little more patient. You're not stressed out. If you're stressed out, you're taking it out on your subcontractors and then you're going to get some shoddy work. So this home, I'm excited. We're going to do a post on this in about a week on the job of this home. I've got another home over here, as the crow flies, literally 3 miles that way. That's going to be wrapped up probably about 3 weeks after this one. So I'm excited. We're getting 2 homes done. I've got another home up on the mountain. The weather's really affecting that one. And then we break ground on another one in about 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm timing it so I don't have new construction overlapping finished construction. I don't like doing that. I like to start 1 or 2 homes roughly the same time, and I'm taking them all the way through framing, all the way through foundation, all the way through excavation. And we finish the finish basically roughly the same time. That's just the way I like to work. Take your time. I've mentioned also some other times to break ground and think about that. I'm really excited about when I'm going to be breaking ground on because I haven't broken ground that early in the spring, which is really in the dead of winter. It's going to be muddy. It's going to be a bog, a mud bog, basically to start. And we're going to get that foundation done because we're going to do a basement on that one. But I'm excited because we're going to get a real jump on this build. We're going to get it framed even before summer. So we're going to have the whole summer to really finish off mechanical, get the roof, get the siding done. And it will be one of the first homes I've done within a single calendar year, meaning the same year that we break ground, we finish that home. That's kind of a goal. Typically, a lot of my builds cross a year, meaning I'll break ground in the fall and I'll finish it in the spring or something like that. So we're going to try to get this next one done before Christmas of this coming year. So that's an early start. So you're going to wrestle with all kinds of times and schedules. Weather is a major factor, but this one I'm excited about. We'll finish it up, wrap it up, and I'll give you guys a final post on this home in about a week.